Now we're going to talk a bit about calling for help and making yourself visible on the surface of the water.
In my career we've had quite a few incidents with divers, missing divers, lost divers, etc. And providing they're not had a problem on the bottom and not surfaced, then generally we've been fairly successful in finding them. We've had incidents where we've searched for hours and just, when the light's failing and you think you're not going to find somebody, all of a sudden you come across them, or perhaps possibly the helicopter will spot them. But the important thing is, the more visible they are, the more chance we have of finding them. Every diver should carry an SMB, but the number of divers that enter the water without an SMB, it's unbelievable that they can do it. We've got a lot of boat traffic with the local fishermen coming in and out, and it's just so dangerous.
We recommend that every diver carries either a surface marker buoy or a delayed surface marker buoy. This will help you with signalling, but also will alert other marine traffic as to where you are on the surface of the water. Surface marker buoys come in different shapes, sizes and types. It's really important that you understand the kit that you have. Look for different sorts of features. So for example, we've got reflective tape on this one, which will help make it more visible. And in this one, we can actually put a torch inside it for visibility at night times. Most surface marker buoys are orange. You may see yellow ones out there. Yellow ones are used by technical divers to indicate an emergency under the water. However, if you're going to buy a surface marker buoy, it should be an orange one. There are different types of inflation methods to look for. So this one here, you would inflate using your regulator. So you would purge your regulator underneath this into the bag. We've got one here which has a compressed gas cylinder, and another one which can be inflated using a hose. Again, the important thing is to understand how to use yours and to practice regularly inflating it. If you do choose an SMB that inflates by purging your regulator, just be aware that in cold water, sometimes regulators can free flow. If you are using a regulator purge to deploy your SMB, never do it by holding your breath. You must always have one regulator in your mouth and one to deploy the SMB. While the SMB is inflating, just make sure that you're looking after your buoyancy as well, so that you don't go up with it, and never attach the reel to yourself while deploying the SMB. It can be quite alarming if the reel gets jammed while the SMB is going up to the surface. In this situation, all you need to do is let it go. Before letting go, just ensure that the reel and the line is not attached to you, any of your kit, or anybody surrounding you. To make sure this doesn't happen, good reel maintenance procedure is to regularly unwind it all the way and then wind it back in tightly so it will work when you need it. There are several different ways that you can both call for help and signal to other people your location when you're on the surface of the water. We're going to look at calling for help first, and when you choose your method of calling for help, it should really be one that is GMDSS approved. That is the Global Maritime Distress Signalling System. So if you choose a GMDSS appliance, then you can use it worldwide and everybody will understand that you are in trouble. The first one we're going to look at is a PLB. So this is a personal locator beacon. This uses satellite signals to alert the Coast Guard that you are in trouble and tell them your position. It is waterproof, but it's not rated to depth. So if you're using one of these, it needs to be in a waterproof canister. When you're on the surface of the water, you deploy the antenna so that it's pointing at the sky, and then turn it on and keep this on your person facing up towards the sky.
It's amazing to me how many divers actually go into the water without visible aids. The light has gone before we've actually found them, and it's extended the search possibly overnight into the next day. And very occasionally they're found safe and well the next morning, but had they've had those aids, we may well have found them before we lost the light. If you've got a PLB, you will be found.
From surfacing to being found was 2.5 hours, but I was more than confident that having got the personal location beacon, I would eventually be found. It's just a small diver in a big sea is hard to spot.
Another way of calling for help is using a VHF radio that is DSC enabled. DSC stands for Digital Selective Calling. This one here is actually rated to depth, so you could take it down on your dive with you. Again, to activate this one, you need to come up to the surface, make sure the antenna is exposed, and then press the red button. By pressing the red button, you send a DSC alert, which tells the Coast Guard that you're in trouble, but most importantly, it sends them your position. Finally, we've got this device here, which is a personal location device, which uses AIS. Now, this is not GMDSS approved, so there is no guarantee that the Coast Guard will pick up this signal. However, other vessels, including your dive boat, if they are AIS equipped, will be able to see that you're in trouble. This one again is rated to depth, so you can take it down with you. You come up to the surface, then you pull the pin and deploy, and this sends out a message using VHF radio, which is visible for up to 5 miles, telling people that you're in the water and you're in trouble. So we've got several other methods here of attracting attention. They can be used to call for help, however they're not GMDSS approved. So any light or torch will help people find you. So we've got our main diving torch, or over here there's an alternative you can take with you which actually has a strobe light on it as well. Glow sticks are great. You just break them in half and they generally run for about 20 minutes at a time. Again, really useful in low visibility or at night time. We've also got a signalling mirror which can be used during the day to reflect the rays of the sun over towards any vessels that might not be able to see you. So if you can see them but they can't see you. Anything like a whistle is really small, easy to carry on your person and could help people hear you in low visibility. You can also help make yourself more visible to others on the surface of the water just by wearing brightly coloured kit. Think about having a fluorescent item on you and carrying bright things that could be easily spotted.